Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title of my video today, it's a bit different to what I've done previously. This one is more personal, and this is my COVID story. So the reason why I wanted to share my COVID story with you is because, one, I was in the middle of my 14 beats for 14 days challenge when I suddenly disappeared. And I think I owe you guys an explanation for that. And two, I think we don't hear enough of these stories. So I think I just wanted to share mine so that I could hopefully help someone out there somehow. I don't know, but it just it was important to me that I share my story. So before I go into it, please subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. I need those subscribers. But also just interact with me in the comment section and let me know, if you guys have had COVID, how you defeated it. Share your stories and let's interact, because the more we talk about this, the more information we get, the stronger we get, the more we're able to actually beat this. So, two things before I get into my story. One, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not licensed to. I'm just sharing what I took, tips and tricks that I'd also seen on social media, that I found worked for me, what I liked, what I didn't like, all of those things. The second thing is that there is no shame or blame with having COVID or getting COVID. We can't spend our time trying to pinpoint what is ubani, and going to the person and pointing out that they, infected you, or whatever, you got it from them, or that's the term. But because honestly, the enemy we're fighting here is COVID, and COVID is out of control. Like, it's spreading, and right now it's spreading in families. So there's no time, to be blaming anyone, and there's no shame in getting COVID. So there's no need for us to be embarrassed, not want to share, not want to talk about it. It's a whole big secret, no privacy, all of these things. Yes, I do get, as a person on the outside, you must respect people's privacy, but when as yourself, don't feel like it's a bad thing. Most COVID. You don't need to keep quiet about it. It doesn't need to be a big secret. You didn't do anything wrong. So let's change our mindset about COVID, because the more we talk about it, the better, the stronger we get, the more information we have, the more empowered we are, the more equipped we are to fight it. So yeah, that's just how I feel about it. So, getting into my story, let's start at the beginning at where it started. So, in the middle of, not even in the middle, I was 3 days into my 14 beats of 14 days when my aunt passed away on the 31st of December last year. And I had finished editing, just finished editing my beat for the third day when we got the call. So I knew straight away that I wasn't going to continue with it, because that meant we were planning a funeral, and I wasn't going to have the time, and I wasn't going to even be in the mindset. So I posted that video because I had already done everything fairly, so I posted that. But then the next days leading up to the funeral, we were traveling to my aunt's house. So my aunt had passed, my uncle was in hospital, and 2 of her children had tested positive for COVID, and they were currently in isolation. So we decided that it would be easier for us if we're helping them out, cooking here, going with cooked food there. So at least all the family that's there, there's food that's cooked. It's easier for us. It was safe, guys. We were sanitizing, we were wearing masks, health was the number one on our mind all the time. But as you guys have probably seen, le COVID is still on our mind is really, really hectic. So I shame it's all about and from us we think that ingere kumaqala because she started showing symptoms first. But whoever of the 5 of us got it first, this is the 5 of us isn't like hi so 5 we tested positive. Whoever got it first of the 5 of us, then what tell the rest of us, because then obviously when we left my aunt's house, then we put our guard down and we came home. And finally we got here, we took our clothes off in the garage, put them in a black bag, we were steaming, we're doing all these things, but we weren't protecting ourselves from each other, the 5 of us, you know. So fast track to the day of the funeral. There was a moment where suddenly my mom changed. She suddenly just got tired, like overboard tired. And then, I started saying that something is wrong. This was the 6th of January. On the 7th of January, I woke up tired. Mom, tired. I had diarrhea as well, but all of us were just tired. Mom went and saw the doctor. The doctor sent her for a test and gave her meds. We sent her back home. Then I was only able to get out of bed at 4:30 ntambama, of which I knew. Like I lay in bed and I knew. I'm like, this one, it's it. So I slept. That evening, I then logged on to my work app, and they've got a feature where we can screen ourselves for COVID symptoms and our temperatures and that, and it flags you, and a doctor that's assigned by the company then calls you, and then they can send you to for COVID testing. So I did that in the evening, and it definitely flagged me. So when I woke up in the morning, I then was waiting for the doctor to then call me. But in the meantime, they'd send a text to say they're inundated with flags for people, you know, who had put in their symptoms. So then what's going on here? So then they said, if you are sick, don't wait for them, you know, go see your doctor. Which then I decided, okay, you know what, either way, let me just start getting ready because of handling Puma. So I started getting dressed, and while I was getting dressed, then the work doctor phoned me. We chatted, I let her know what had happened, and that now I'm feeling sick. Which then she was like, no, I definitely would like to send you for testing. We've gone, then she emailed me, she asked me which laboratory is nearest, which was Empath, and she then sent me the form. I went to Empath at Medicross in Pinetown, and it wasn't full, there was 2 people in front of me. Testing costs $850 cash. You can pay with medical aid if you go with a form from the doctor. If you just go yourself without a form from the doctor, you will have to pay cash regardless of whether you have medical aid or not. So obviously, because I'd been via work doctor, I then got a form. I did the test, and I was talking to the lady as she was doing the test, and she's like, yeah, look, you probably are positive, judging from the fact that you know what you've told me, but let's just do the test. The test wasn't as sore as I expected it to be. Thank goodness, because child, that thing, like, I was scared, but it wasn't bad. I think they don't dig as far deep as they did a few months ago when they started. But anyways, hi, Himilo, come home, isolating now. Now, isolating is weird when nonke niyagula, because nonke you're isolating, but you're isolating from each other, which you're supposed to do actually to avoid reinfection. But it's just really hard because we've got to take care of each other. You know, we've got to take turns in cooking. The house has got to stay relatively clean. We've got to alternate. I mean, one day umunukula more than the other, so we just got to look after each other that way. So my main symptoms were, on the first day, it was I was tired, diarrhea, headaches, dizziness, body aches. And then the diarrhea only lasted for a day. And then after that, I battled with body aches. One of my body aches, the body aches were so bad. I would wake up at about 3 a.m. umzimba ubuhlungu, like ubuhlungu, right to the point that if I touched it, it would hurt. Yeah, and I didn't really suffer from much after that until about day 8, when I lost my sense of taste and smell. And then on day 10, I started having chest pains. Not hectic ones, I won't lie. And even now, I'm at about day 15, and I had chest pains yesterday. So they haven't been bad though. None of my symptoms were bad. My symptoms were really manageable. And yeah, that was my symptoms basically. That's how I got COVID and what happened. So let's get into the medication that I took. There's a lot of things, guys, out there. There's a lot. I didn't take so much because, like I said, my symptoms weren't so hectic, so I didn't take that much. Okay, so number one, most important, that I was taking even before I got COVID, that everybody should be taking right now, are your immune boosters and your vitamins, your multivitamins. Now, you don't have to take exactly what I take, but just take something, guys, for your immune system, because chances are most of us are going to get COVID, and it's better if iktola immune system yakho right. Okay, so firstly, for immune boosters, there's a lot of immune boosters. We first started out taking Airmune, but sometimes Airmune are totally. Currently we are taking Airborne. There was another one that we were taking before, but if you go to a pharmacy and you ask just for these effervescent immune boosters, they'll give you either one of whichever one that they have, so it doesn't matter. And then we were taking this vitamin C and zinc combo, which looks like this. Okay, vitamin C and zinc, so 2 in 1 helps. And then we were taking vitamin D, and this is the one that we had. Okay, and then we were taking a multivitamin as well. This is the multivitamin that we've got, right? Okay, so that's for the vitamins and the immune boosters, which I'm still taking now. I was taking it throughout the entire time, even pre-COVID. And then so the meds that I took, okay, we had a lot of them. Some of them I didn't take, some of them my sisters were taking. They were concoctions and all sorts of things, but I'll share with you as much as I can. This is a cough mixture that we were using, Expectalin, right? We also use Benylin for flu, but whatever cough you have, you just tell the pharmacist what cough you have and they'll give you a suitable cough mixture. And then I was on Sinuend for colds and flu. This is what the name looks like, Sinuend for colds and flu. And then for my throat, I was taking I had Strepsils, right? And then I also had the number one spray for your throat that I always have, even pre-COVID, right? And then ACC 200, which I was taking like religiously. This is quite good apparently for loosening up mucus and that on your chest. So ACC 200. And then mint lemon always helps fevers, flu. So on the nights where I was feeling cold, fluey, congested, feverish, mint lemon. And then this was my true lifesaver for my body aches and fever. So I was getting body aches every day at around 3 a.m. I'm partying until it's really unbearable. Then I take the Magnesium. And then I'd be fine. And then maybe in the afternoon when the Magnesium is worn off, would start again and I would take it again. I found though that after some time my body was getting used to it, so it was wearing off quicker, and then I was getting my body pains quicker, so I switched to something else. But most of the time I took Benylin for pain and fever. Okay, they are quite strong. At this point you're taking a lot of meds, so you will be tired. On top of just being tired from COVID, you'll be tired from the meds. So just be resting. Be resting, and then go back and rest. That's all you need. Okay? And then once, when I wasn't taking the Magnesium, I was taking Disprin. I don't have any more here, but Disprin extra strength. And I was taking that, and then that started helping because the Magnesium was yeah. So, and then I was steaming twice a day. So when I was steaming, boiling water in a bowl in a small pot, in the basin, cover with a blanket or towel, breathe in, breathe out, in, out for about 10 minutes. Okay. So I was doing that with menthol crystals. They come in a container like this. Okay, so it's little crystals inside. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Little crystals inside, menthol crystals. And our absolute favorite, eucalyptus oil. So there's all kinds all everywhere, but I wasn't a fan of the eucalyptus. And then you can also use Vicks for steaming, or just plain boiling water. That also works. But yeah, steaming twice a day. Another medication that we took is medication that you can only get on prescription, and that is Prednisone, and that is for chest pains. So we've always had Prednisone here because quite often my mom has chest problems, so quite often she's had to have Prednisone. I've had it prescribed for me before, so I still had it, so it's come in handy now. But my chest pains weren't that bad that like I had to get a Prednisone and but yeah, if you are struggling with chest pains, that's probably something that the doctor would give you. And then there's concoctions like your ginger, honey, lemon, and there's your instant lemon ginger tea that you can drink, because you're encouraged to drink warm drinks, because warm drinks will help loosen here, and you're not supposed to drink anything cold, nothing cold, only warm drinks, warm fluids, and when you're drinking water or if you're going to drink juice, it must be room temperature at all times. Okay, it's very important to drink lots and lots and lots of water for a few reasons. You sweat a lot. Well, I was sweating a lot, sweating to the point that if I'm just sitting breathing, I was sweating. So even when I slept, I had to lay a towel on my bed and sleep on the towel because it was hot. I spent most of my time only in my underwear because everything just got drenched. So you'll dehydrate. Also because you're taking a lot of medication, a lot. So you don't want that to mess up your kidneys. So you've got to drink water to flush all of that out. Yeah, and water's life, guys. Like amanzi impilo, so ayaphuza. Watchway Zinc, even outside of COVID, you got put a month. Okay, so that is that. Yeah, that's all the medication. Food. There's a lot of healthy foods that you can eat, your fruits and veggies. The checkers that we buy from Ekaya, they have actually isolated the fruits for COVID that are good for COVID. Bawabeganje won't get together. Your mangoes, pineapples, oranges, lemons. What else did we buy? Bananas. So we ate a lot of fruit. Boiled eggs were good, so boiled eggs were always incorporated in our breakfast. And try just to avoid greasy foods with high, with lots of spices, with lots of oil. You know, just eat healthy, just for the time. You know, because it'll give your body the nutrients, extra nutrients, because you need everything you can get basically during that time to fight COVID. Yeah, so the next part is support. We were very, very blessed in the sense that we had family coming through for us. You know, every day my brother and his wife, every second day actually, my brother and his wife were bringing some other thing for us. I remember the morning that I got my positive test results, my cousin and his wife went and got my script for me, you know. I remember another day where another cousin of mine, she'd been in the area and she drove in, parked the car, she stayed in the car, we stood by the door, she said that she just popped by to see how we were doing. So it really helps to have a support system around you. I am aware that not everyone is as privileged to have that. So I don't take that for granted. We had a lot of people just there for us, and not just physical support, people checking in, you know. You need that every single day. People checking in on you. How are you doing? How are you keeping? How are you feeling? We had a lot of cousins who had COVID as well. So it was nice that every day we check in each other. Hey guys, kambanjani lapha esiphingo, kambanjani lapha eDodi, kambanjani lapha eShepstone, you know, just every day like checking in ukuthi hayi sinjani namhlanje sinokuthi namhlanje sinokuthi. So generally me and my sisters did quite well. I mean, personally, yeah, we were fine. The only struggle we had was that mom did develop pneumonia at some stage, so we took her into hospital. She is in hospital, so yeah. Also, mental health wise for yourself, you've got to find something to keep you busy on a daily. Get yourself into a routine, read something, watch something, positive thoughts, you know, just keep your mind in a really, really good space, because it helps you to just not focus on, you know, how much your body hurts, or how much your chest hurts, or how much your head hurts, or how hot you're feeling, or, you know, all those things. You're just entertained by something else. So that's very important. And remain prayed up. Like, it really, really helps to stay prayed up during that time, because you need to keep strong. You need to keep spiritually strong in order to be able to fight, you know, physically. So it helps to pray a lot. And we were praying as a family a lot, which really then, you know, really helps even more. So we're fine now, except the few minor things that haven't come right yet, which they have told us it takes some time. But other than that, Sirat, we're good, I'm good. Take care of yourselves, guys. You know, it's sometimes there are situations where it's unavoidable, you have to be there. But if you don't need to be there, guys, if you don't absolutely need to be somewhere, don't go. Stay at home. it's not as easy as I'm saying, but it honestly is not worth impilo yakho. We were lucky. There's families where there's 5 people and only 1 has survived. There's families where their whole entire family, died. There's families where they had a funeral and then the next day kushone one of the children or one of the relatives. So we have been lucky, but not everyone is that lucky, and you never know until it's there. You don't know what uzokwenzakalani. So really be careful, guys. Be careful, be vigilant. Look after each other, check on each other. We're living in a really, really different time, and we can't spend our days just being selfish. We've just got to, push through. So, with all that being said, guys, I'm well. Giraiti, back at work. I am taking it easy though. They are aware of everything, so they're letting me just ease into it this week. We've fumigated the house, we deep cleaned everything, changed linens, all of that, so that we can avoid reinfection. And once my mom comes back, she'll go into isolation for 10 days, and then when she's done with the isolation, then we'll deep clean her room and bathroom. But yeah, it's about it. If there's anything, guys, that you guys want to know, want to ask me, please put it down in the comment section below. I'm sure I didn't cover every single thing on my video, because there's so much, guys. It's a lot, but just let me know what you want to know, and I'll answer you guys, and I'll put in all the details of everything that I took and extra stuff that we also took as well. So thank you so much, guys, for listening in, and I really hope that on top of just this being just a YouTube video, I hope that it helped you guys in some way. I hope that you got some sort of a tip, and I hope maybe it gives you courage. Okay, it's possible for you to actually beat this thing, Mawitola, so thank you, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. I think I would love to do a lot more heart-to-hearts with you guys on my channel, because this is me. It is about my life, really. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.